Welcome back to another glorious day in Starfield, where we just got new DLC and boy is it not doing well. So I'm going to do a deep dive skim with low expectations and let you know what I find so you don't have to waste money if it's terrible, or maybe it'll shock me and revolutionize how I feel about Starfield, which is not super likely because while it does fall into one of the categories of favorite games, it's mostly because it's great to mod the shit out of just to make it playable. Before we go in, I just want to toss out a quick disclaimer that I have, as mentioned previously, modded the game to make it more enjoyable. Admittedly, less than I usually do, so this experience may or may not be a direct reflection of your own should you decide to make this journey on your own. And before me, appearing like the world's gangliest satellite, was the Oracle, a Varun space station hooked up to a jump drive, which hardly feels like a safe venture seeing how structurally unsound this thing looks, but hey, we're running on Starfield physics here. Anyways, they hit you with the old everything's terrible, don't board, but this is a game and I have plot armor. So we start off in my favorite annoying to navigate environment, zero gravity, and bounce our way further into the station, only to be visited by a visage of a glowing member of the Blue Man group who's gone verbal.
I cannot give up.
They vanish. We find them with a friend moments later who gives us the old don't come any closer, I'm turning routine, so I switch my rifle and get ready for a cleanup. One thing I do want to point out here that I didn't notice initially is that I'm actually happy about is even at my high-level godlike state, I was finally encountering some enemies that were going to remind my thrice starborn ass what mortality felt like. So it turns out the Blue Man group, Blue Person group, I don't know, they're non-binary. I guess it's good to see the Varuni Toonie characters aren't transphobic. But anyways, turns out they can't see us in whatever state of matter they currently exist in, but they can see inorganic matter like consoles or data pads. It really makes me think why they shouldn't be able to see my gun floating in space or a spacesuit, but we can poke holes in logic later. We have a job to do, right? Wait, what are we doing? Also, yes, before you ask, I ran into the blue goop to see what happens, and it just kind of acts like a Tony Hawk boundary where it smacks you and pushes you back to where you're supposed to be because of, ooh, space magic. So we bounce our way around the place, kill more band members, and get blue-balled by our own resident Varuni Toonie, conversationally speaking, when she pretends she has something to say about anything that's going on. But surely she'll have some interactable dialogue later about all this, right? Wrong. We try to restore power, while we also take the time to collect our dear Sirax journals, despite the only useful piece of info coming out of the first one. Something happened on Homeworld that caused the space station grav drive to play twist over the fabric of reality on the space station, mostly concerning organics. More on that later. So we get our ass handed to us once or twice, power the thing up, and jump to Homeworld, which is Dharma, Danzig, Diazepam, something like that. So my first impressions of the place aren't great. I love a cult just as much as the next guy, but my god, these guys are dicks. It's like a bad cult, not just in an evil sense, but kind of piss poor about their conversion techniques. This isn't a jab at the game story itself. These people are just assholes calling you a husk with a hard K like it's a slur.
Husk to defile our city. Have we not lost enough?
Apparently, only I can hear people of the Blue Man group speak, so I'm the chosen one. Feels kind of familiar. So now I have to join the church to save them, or whatever. What's that involved? I'm glad you asked. We enter the caves of interplanetary history, which are really just dusty storage rooms and toxic fumes designed to elicit a feeling of spirituality, I guess. I don't know. I'm still caught up in the whole husk thing. Some highlights and insights are as follows. There's apparently a religious mandate where everyone so far that I've met seems to have to cut their own bangs at the sharp rock. The whole thing seems to be founded by one guy who saw Bigfoot, I guess a big snake, and you should totally believe him about it, but no one else is allowed to see it. Feels convincing. They ask you for a sacrifice, so I just toss everything I've stolen from the Gavern so far and a boost pack of high value in case there's some kind of in-game algorithm that bases some reward on value of what's sacrificed. Would have been even funnier if it exploded, though. Oh look, my favorite part of history and museum caves of indoctrination, a loose stick of 500 credits. Yoink. And the room of their mighty ex-prophet. My thoughts on Jin Room. Can't center his things to save his life. Also a bit of a minimalist. I noticed as I was leaving his apartment it was quite bare of things. But you didn't come here to watch me steal things. I just needed to express my distaste for this culty religion as a whole. Also, apparently, this includes the slaughter of an innocent creature. It's not a red flag or anything. I mean, it'd make sense if they were going to eat it, but I think they just leave it there. What a bunch of nerds. Don't get me wrong. I have killed many things in video games that don't deserve a personal gain, but never in service of some nascent god. Oh look, they drugged me. Anyways, we wrap all of that up. I give them some vague, non-committal answers about how I feel, then I go talk to their cliche high council of bad haircuts and get sent on my merry way. We'll explore this further and look for some kind of redeeming qualities in the religion and the underwhelming city in which I found myself in the next one. In the meantime, thank you all so very much for watching. This is your favorite Startled Zombie signing out. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.
Was quite nice.
That's them, yes. They're apparently looking for some help with their research. They made some kind of discovery that has them troubled.
Good luck finding help at a time like this.
Indeed. Yet the serpent provides for the faithful, so who knows?
Nothing is truly impossible.